Alright guys, so I'm back here with another little tutorial video for the Boss GT-1. And I had a request from a guy asking about that he knew how to assign the CTL1 to change from one preamp to another. So he knew how to, assign the natural clean preamp here and then assign the CTL1 to turn that from the clean over to the Marshall. And for those of you who don't know this, you would press the memory edit button. You would use knob number 1 here to scroll to your first available assign. In the GT-1 menu here, you can't really, you cannot make it, work as an assign because you don't have the option to choose what function the CTL1 will do. You can basically only, use the CTL1 to turn off an effects block without, specifying what it needs to do. So if you just need a compressor, you can just set it to effects 1, but you don't have the options of, specifying what you need this reverb to do. So you can't go into CTL1 and set it to reverb and expect it to have its parameters with what type of reverb, what level, and all that stuff. So the basic CTL1 is just for, having those effects, but we'll get back to that in a little while. But you would go to your first available assign here, and you would press enter. You would make sure to set the assign to on, make sure that the source is what you needed and that the mode is going to toggle. You're going to press enter again, and on all of your 6 assigns you have these options, which is your category. So you wanted your preamp to change, so you're going to scroll to find the preamp as category, and for your target you're going to use knob number 2 to scroll up until you see it's saying type right here. You're going to press the enter button, and it's going to take you to the third and last page here. And from here you can choose your minimum and your maximum. Your minimum is always the preamp that you're on. So if you're on something else than the natural clean, then you would have to set it to that. But he's going to change it from natural clean to the Marshall. So we're going to use knob number 2 to find the Marshall here on the max setting. I'm just going to set it to Marshall 59.1. Right now we've basically set up that assign. So if I go out and I go into the preamp, you can see we are on, our base preamp, our starting point, which is the natural clean. If I go down and press the CTL1, you should see that it changes from natural clean to the Marshall, and I click it right there. It changed right there. And if I press back, it's going right back to where we were. So quite a useful assign if you need to go from a clean sound to an overdriven sound. But you may notice that if we go further, you can see that our EQ settings are 50, 50, 50. If I press in the Marshall, those EQ settings will be the same, but we can work around that. And here is your way of doing it. So we want to make sure that we are not on the Marshall side. So we want to press back. Basically, when you do assigns, you don't want to have the sign, turned on when you're making them. So turn off CTL1, press the memory edit button. Now go to your next available assign. In our case, it's going to be assign number 2. I'm going to press enter. I'm going to turn on the assign, make sure that the source is good and that the mode. Press enter, get to menu number 2 here. We want to select the category of the preamp again, but this time we do not want it to be what type of preamp. We want it to be, if we want to order the gain, we want to choose the gain as our target, and the base or starting point is 50, and let's just say we want it to go up to 80, which will then, if we press CTL1, it will take us from 50 up to 80. That is one assign. If you want to alter the EQ as well, you go to your next available assign, press enter, turn the assign on, make sure these are good, and you find the preamp again, and you scroll until you find you have your level, bass, middle, treble, presence, and also the bright switch and the speaker type. So let's say we want to adjust the middle. We select that as a target, we press enter, and let's just say we want to go from 50 up to 85. This is just a number. But you also want to change the presence. So you go to your next available assign. You do the same thing, you turn it on. You go to the next page, you find the preamp, and you go to whatever you need to adjust here. So the presence. Press enter again. Let's just say we want to go from 50 to, let's just say 70. And if you want more, if you want your base, your middle adjusted as well, you can use your next assigns. But you know, adjusting or making these assigns is going to wear out your assigns real quickly, because you only have 6 available assigns. And if you're going to adjust bass, middle, and treble, you basically have 3 assigns set up right there. So you only have 6 assigns, or sorry, I should say 3 assigns left, where you can specify what the different parameters should do. But just have that in mind. And if you're just going to alter the gain or the treble in the middle, you should be fine. It depends on how much you need the patch to do for you with the assigns. So we go out, press exit, and we go into the preamp again. And as I said, we were not on the Marshall side pressing the GT-1 when we did the assigns. We were on, the clean, and we had not turned the assign on. So we went in and adjusted the gain. So if I switch now from the natural clean to the Marshall by pressing the GT-1, you'll see what happened. We changed the preamp, and we also changed the gain. If I press enter here on the Marshall, you see that our EQ settings has also been assigned, so it is moved. If I now press CTL again and go back to the natural clean, you'll see that these settings would go right back to what they were before. So gain is 50, treble is 50, presence is 50. And if I press it again, we're just going over to the Marshall side, and we have our different EQ parameters assigned and set up. So this would basically be the way to do it if you wanted to adjust the EQs of your preamp from when you switch to clean and overdrive, or if you switch the other way around. Another thing I might point out here with what I said before, you can basically see your CT1, CT2 and CT3 as basic 3 extra assigns, because you can assign those to do different things, but you can't specify what they're going to do. So let's say that at the same time when we switch from the clean to the Marshall, we also want to have a delay going on. So I could basically set up delay to be turned on while I press the CTL1 as well, but without using any of my 6 assigns, A1 to 6. This assign would just be set up right on the CT1. You could do the same for CT2 and CT3. So you basically have a total of 6 available assigns where you can specify what the different parameters should do or be adjusted to. And you can use it on all the effects. You can use it on your delay as well to take the the delay level up or the delay milliseconds up or down. But see your CTL1, CTL2, CTL3 as basic 3 extra assigns plus the 6 available assigns, because you can specify those to just turn on a block, for example. And this right now is just set to the delay. And you don't need to do anything else. If I press the CTL1 now, you should see that the delay comes on as well. And if you need to edit that, you can just, while the assign is turned on here on the CTL1, you can just go in and set it the way you like it. So you can adjust the milliseconds, the feedback, the level. And when I turn that assign off again, those parameters are going to stay the same, because we haven't assigned anything to to alter these settings. We've just assigned CTL1 to also bring in the delay. So just to recap, you have 6 available assigns where you can specify what you need them to do. It can be everything from what overdrive pedal you want to use, or if you want to change that overdrive pedal to a distortion pedal at one point, as we did here, change a clean preamp to an overdriven one, but also adjust the EQ settings while we do so. And see the basic CT1, CT2 and CT3 as just being your options to have 3 extra assigns, but they can't be specified to do certain things other than turning an effects block on and off. of course they can also, you know, if you go into one, you can also, they have some parameters that you can use, which is, you know, overdrive solo, preamp solo, and all your effects here. And you have a tuner, beats per minute tab, delay tab, and, you know, basically all those things. And that is just, you know, something that we can use in order to have everything where we need them. So it's just a matter of going through your assigns and look for what you need. But this right here was specified to how you adjusted the EQ settings on the preamp. But these general, you know, guidelines or rules right here would be the same for if you wanted the delay to change its if you want to change the delay level, for example. You would just go in and do the same thing, but for your category you would find the delay category, and you would, you know, you would go in and find effects level instead of, you know, delay on and off. So I hope this was helpful, guys, and as always, if you have questions or want to comment, you can do that. If you have requests as well on me doing something that you would like to see, then just let me know in the comment section and I'll be happy to do it, because, you know, there's quite a good amount of things in here to demonstrate and show you guys, and it can be neat to know a lot of them. So let me know and I'll get that happen, guys. So, but for now, please subscribe, stay tuned. I will be out with more videos, and I will see you soon, guys. So have a good one. We'll talk to you later.